Greg Hill, and I am in the band Mutemath.
My name is Roy, and I play bass with Mutemath.
My name is Darren. I'm the drummer.
My name is Paul Meany. I play the guitar and am the lead singer of a band called Mutemath.
Now tell me, how long have you guys been around?
Mutemath's been around for about 3 years. Mutemath started out as a two-piece where it was just me and the drummer. And we started writing songs just as a side project. And it just slowly evolved into a band. We did an EP, added a guitarist and then a bass player a year later. And so it just kind of became a band, kind of just this living thing.
Well, I first met Paul when I was 14. I met him at my church, and I just emulated him. I tried to walk like him. I once performed, at the time he rapped. He'd probably hate me saying this, but at the time he rapped. And I used to perform his raps a cappella for my choir class whenever the teacher would leave the room. I just wanted to be just like him. So after I graduated high school, the day after I graduated, I flew down to New Orleans to join his band. It didn't work out. I just didn't fit. So I went back home. They kind of sent me home.
Paul and I used to play in a band called Earthsuit about between '98 and 2002.
Earthsuit, towards the end, just fell apart. It kind of imploded on itself. It was a very frustrating time, actually. I think we were burnt out with the music industry. We were burnt out even with just being a band, if that's even possible to understand. That's very good. You need that for legal purposes.
That is true.
See, we didn't have enough of that in Earthsuit. We needed more of that. Legal disclaimers. So the band broke up.
After that band disbanded, Paul went back to New Orleans. Well, we were in New Orleans already, but he went back and started playing music with Darren. I went back to Texas, finished my degree in English, and I went to law school. I was in law school in South Florida, and I was very miserable because I had to give up music completely. I was studying from 7 in the morning to 7 at night.
I was just trying to figure out what to do next, but I met Darren. He had been sending me demo tapes of just stuff he was working on out of Springfield, Missouri. And I was really impressed. He just was borrowing it was a neighbor's computer, and he had an effects pedal, and he was making these very elaborate instrumental tracks, so I was very impressed with. So I asked him to come down to New Orleans. We did a little writing in a studio just for a weekend, and it wound up becoming songs that would later be Mutemath.
As far as the beginnings of Mutemath, now, how did you guys start off as a Christian band? I mean, was that kind of your focus? I mean, was it not? Was it like what were you guys trying to do with?
In the very beginning, we didn't overthink it much. All we wanted to do was be a band, and I guess the Christian thing was just something that always kind of hung around and was just this weirdness that was floating in the air. I had been in a Christian band, which was Earthsuit. We were definitely in the Christian music industry and had worked in that world unsuccessfully.
We got burnt out of that world, and Paul was trying to break out of something new and not be labeled as a Christian artist.
And so I was trying to figure out, well, what do I do next? How do I move on? You know, I wasn't really sure, and I think as Mutemath began to make music, we were trying to figure all that out. But no, the goal was never to be a Christian band as Mutemath. It was just trying to be actually nothing more than just a band. A bunch of guys that could really just love making music together and have a good time playing it for people. Nothing more complicated than that. I think there was just a big miscommunication in the beginning of what to do with Mutemath. We are a bit of a confusing band, I guess, as far as trying to fit it into a genre. So it seemed like the easy, no-brainer thing for a lot of the powers that be was, well, I had played in a Christian band before. There's probably people in the Christian market. We can just go straight to that. But I was trying, the thing that I was hell-bent on was I didn't want to work with a Christian record company. I was trying to get out of that circle, that world. And there was just a lot of tension in trying to communicate that.
That's what our whole lawsuit was about, was we were supposed to be on another type of label. We started our own label, Teleprompt, for that reason, to be, I guess, apart from that industry. And when we made this supposed deal with Warner and with Word, they went ahead and ran with us as Christian artists because of our past, because of with Earthsuit, because they're trying to sell records. So they know we had a certain fan base that they were going to sell so many records, and they just stamped it on there and ran with it.
Through a little trial and error, through a little lawsuit action, we finally, I think, made the point. And what it was we formed our own label, Teleprompt, which was kind of a management/label thing, but it was our immediate team that really believed in what we were doing. And aside from any help from the bigwig label people, we just went out and toured, released our album on our own, and tried to show everyone what we were trying to do. I think Warner Brothers finally got it. And we threw the old contract out the window, created a new one, the right one, the one that we had really wanted all along. And so we're happy now. I think things are finally getting pieced together a little more correctly.
We've fought really hard to develop a new scene, a new way of doing things, a new model, so to speak, and be looked at and judged by our music, solely on our music. You have a certain following, and people assume so many things of you because they think you're a Christian. They have no idea who you are, but just because maybe you have a Word imprint or some kind of Christian tag on you, they assume all these things of you that are. It's really sad, and they don't judge you by your music, solely by your music. So that's all that is about. You know, right now we're not a Christian band. I don't consider us a Christian band, and I hope we never will be. It's something that will always follow us just because of our past, but that's okay. You know, whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, Hindu, whatever you are, and you come to our shows, you're welcome. You know, it's like we love everyone and we want to reach everyone with our music, and it's feel-good music. It's for everyone, you know. We're not trying to exclude anyone. This is inclusive in what we do.
Can you tell me a little bit about the marketing that you've done with MySpace?
MySpace has been an integral part of the internet promotion that we did, because that's all we had. You know, once the major label thing got shut down and we didn't have the connections to mass media, all we had was the internet, and that was our digital word of mouth to let people know about the music, what we're doing, when we're going to play a show in the area, and it worked for us. You know, we're very happy to be part of the bands that were really able to capitalize on the MySpace thing.
We're hard on our gear, and we're hard on our bodies as well. If you'll see, I'm a bit gashed up at the moment, and that's uncalled for. That's carelessness. I'll tell you. And I got my tetanus shot the other day, so I'm feeling good. Paul has 4 roads. He has 4 of those pianos he plays just because they go out pretty easily. All the stomping on it he does, you know.
So, how many sets do you have with you?
Well, that's all. I only have 1, so I'm a little more dependent. I do have a backup snare drum, like a backup bass drum pedal, the stuff that I really need, like lots of sticks.
Tell me about your gaff tape.
Yeah, that started from the first time I ever auditioned to play drums with Paul. He sent me a CD, and on the CD, to the left side of the CD, I mean in your headphones if you listen to it, to the left side were tracks of the band playing live. And on the right side was a metronome, a click track. So I would put the metronome in my headphones, the tracks, people playing in the PA system, and I would just practice for hours in this old church and set up and practice. And I kept wanting to move, and the headphones would fall off. So I just taped them on. For a while, I wore kind of a wrestling helmet, and they did not work. I'd get so hot in that thing, I'd throw up. But the headphones, just taping the headphones on, and I don't know, it helped. I kind of stopped doing it for a little bit, and then when we started doing Mutemath, at one of the very first Mutemath shows, I just taped my headphones on, and it just hyped me up. Like, it got me all pumped up, Like, so that's all.
Now, have you always used gaff tape?
No, I have on occasion used duct tape. Most of the time I've used gaff tape. Gaff tape's easy on the whiskers. Duct tape kind of hurts. Duct tape isn't so forgiving.
Like on the bus?
Tour life
traveling?
is interesting. It's unlike any other thing because you're in a different city every day. You meet new people every day, and you just got to get in this mode of used to change. If you like change and you're fine with having something different every day, then you'll be fine on the road. It could be a little. I mean, it's gotten better for us. We're not in a van and trailer anymore. So, we were doing on the May tour. We did 13,000 miles in 6 weeks in a van and trailer. So we were playing, like, say tonight we're in Salt Lake City. The next night we played Seattle. That's 800, 900 miles. So that's pretty grueling on your body and on your mind. As the tour progresses, you get tired naturally. Now we have a driver. We don't have to drive, which is a great thing. So now it's more about being creative on the road and not getting in a comfortable place because you always want to keep moving and have things push forward.
What about as far as maybe next album? How is that looking? Are you guys doing any kind of recording while you're on the road? How is that looking?
Well, we plan, because this is so busy right now and promoting this one, I think as soon as we're done with this tour, we'll be music video mode and I think we're doing like 3 music videos. And then we're going to Europe and then come back for another US tour.
I know we're eventually going to get back in the studio soon. We're itching to do some new music and record a new record. We got a lot of ideas, and it's just a matter of time. This whole story has been a slow build. A year, 2 years ago, we were playing 200 to 300 size rooms. And over the course of 2 years with MySpace, incorporating our own release, incorporating festivals, getting chances to play in front of other bands like May, it's just been a slow build, so it's been exciting. Finally, our record's out nationally. And